Oh crap. Okay, we're now recording.
Okay, I was waiting to talk.
What's
Okay,
up?
so, oh, sorry.
You had an amazing event, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't
So,
wait to hear about it.
so first of all, Trish, I'm seriously so sad that I got to miss. I know, and I'm gonna try and not like ugly cry. Like my husband's right here drinking a beer, so I'm gonna try and not ugly cry. But and I'm gonna start crying. I'm sorry, but it was just such a surreal experience, and it was my first event, and just being able to share this experience with all of you amazing people and hitting COC like in front of everybody. It's just so surreal, and I can't even tell you like how much I appreciate not just everybody, but like Melissa B. Like I wouldn't be here without her. Every every hour of every day, she answered my questions, and I owe so much to her. But just being able to be at this event, my first event, with so many amazing people who are going after similar goals and who constantly lift you up. I mean, it's absolutely surreal. I mean, I never have been a part of such a community that made you feel so powerful. And one thing that I took from I believe it was I can't even remember who was talking about it, but one thing that I just want to carry over onto my team and to help build them up is just to constantly, be that person that makes everybody feel like a somebody. And that's like a huge takeaway I took from this event, because I don't have the best support system from my own family. And it constantly pushes me to be a better mom, better wife, better friend, better mentor, just to take my business to that next level. And just being able to go to this event, it really inspired me. Like, I remember Ashley and Natasha turned around at the event and they're like, what is your goal for next Epik? And I'm like, oh, I'm getting fucking rank 8. I'm getting rank 8. Like, there's no question about it. It's happening. Rank 8 is mine. I've already claimed it. I'm putting it out there in the universe. That's one thing I've taken from all of your calls, is to put it out there in the universe and claim it. So I've already claimed rank 8 for next Epik. It's mine. But truly, like, your vibe attracts your tribe, and I'm just so driven. And another thing that I took from the event was just lead a passion-driven life and invent someone that you like, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with that person. And that's another thing I took from that event, or from Epik, because I truly love the person I'm becoming. And just the support and love that I constantly get when I was seeing all these strangers at the event. And it's just felt like I've known them my whole life. And I've never laughed and cried so much in 3 days than I've had in my entire life. Like, it was just, and really, Trish, I wish that you were there. Like, I feel like I know you. I feel like I know Shannon. And it was just so amazing just to be a part of this. And I'm not gonna lie, I know you're hormones, but I'm not trying to make you feel worse or anything like that. But I was so excited to finally meet you guys, because I look at you guys like all like big sisters. And I mean, I'm only 100 days in, and because of you guys, I hit COC in 100 days because of all of you. I don't miss lives. I don't miss Zooms. I don't miss our calls. And I'm telling everybody that's on this call, I just put a bug in my team's ears. I said, this is Mama Bear speaking out right now. Do not miss calls. They are so crucial to growing your business and just your personal development in general. I've sworn by that. I've taken all of y'all's advice, and that's one thing I've lived by, is do not miss calls and events. If you guys, I just got off my first COC call, by the way. I'm so excited. I was like fangirling over there. But do not miss events. And really, like, I was constantly sitting back listening, because as soon as I joined the business initially, you guys had just got back from Hacking Better, and I was so sad I missed it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be there. And I'm like, I'm never missing an event. My husband works away for weeks at a time, so it's like the schedule like is an issue. So I told him, I'm like, I'm not missing an event. Like, Melissa B had said her first goal was to get a nanny. And I had told my husband, as soon as I hit COC, I'm going to get a nanny. And I'm going to get a nanny because I got COC. So it's, you know, I'm never going to miss events. I'm going to make, you know, as many as I possibly can. And truly, guys, like, if you can make the event, make it happen, because they are so powerful. And I was so sad to leave. Like, I just didn't want to leave. And I remember getting all emotional when I was hugging Natasha, because I just love her. Like, I love her spirit, and I have like makeup all down my face. But really, guys, make events. We have 60 days until our next event. We have 60 days until Keto Academy and more. Do not miss it. You do not want to miss it. I've never been to Keto Academy and more. Epik was my first event, but I'm never missing another event. I refuse, because the growth and personal development that I got from this event alone, like, I can't, oh my gosh, I just can't even tell you. Like, it's like electricity through my body. Like, it was so hard to leave, you know, because like they're my people, and it was just so hard to leave them. Like, they know exactly what I want as far as like taking my business to the next level, and it's so hard to find people that think like you and that want the same as you and want better for you. And one thing that I took like a couple notes, like the one thing I took from I'm trying to see who it was from, the Iron Cowboy. Oh, one thing I learned from the Iron Cowboy was, to grow, adapt, and evolve, we have to be willing to get uncomfortable intentionally. And that was one thing I took from him, and it really just resonated so much. And I'm just constantly gonna push that to my teammates, you know, like, do lives, put yourself out there. Like Melissa B says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freaking go. Don't think, just do it. You're gonna grow so much from lives, events, the calls, the Zooms. Don't miss them. I wouldn't be here without you guys. I'm just so grateful. I'm just so beyond grateful.
Oh, okay. All right. Like, you guys, if you did not purchase your Keto Kai More ticket after that, like, what are you waiting for? Seriously, like, I just wrote down a whole bunch of stuff as you were talking, Macy, and like, honestly, like, and I loved how Melissa B said it in the comments. Like, she's like, could you hear it in her voice? Like, the belief, like, of her claiming rank 8, but like her level of belief in the company, her level of belief in herself, right? Like, we have so much more to give. This organization has so much more to give, and there's so many more people out there that are waiting for us. And like, events are everything. And like, getting intentionally uncomfortable, how many people, and like, be really honest with yourself and be honest with us, like, going to an event is something that makes you feel uncomfortable, right? Because I know for me, like, the very first big event I went to, like, I was freaking nervous. Like, I was nervous. I was uncomfortable. I'm an introvert. Like, I don't like large groups of humans. But like, when you get there and you experience it, like, it's our humans. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's our humans. It doesn't feel like outside humans. And it doesn't matter who you're sitting next to. And it doesn't matter any of it. Like, we're just one big family. And it's just so, we are just so incredibly blessed beyond measure, you guys. Like, you have no idea if you haven't been to an event. So Macy, thank you so much for sharing your heart. I just love you so much. And congratulations on COC. Okay.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
So one thing that I wrote in my notes, we did a little workshop, and I don't want to take up too much time, obviously, but I made this little note, and I remember standing by my girl Teresa, who she was standing to my left and Melissa B was to my right, and we were bawling hysterically, and Melissa May was laughing at us. It was just about Kobe Bryant and the legacy we want to leave. And Nick, I don't know how to say his last name. Nick Sarnicola?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? Okay. So he asked us how we want to be remembered, the person that we want to be remembered as. And I wrote, he gave us like, I think like 1 minute to write, or 2 minutes maybe. But I just wanted to read what I wrote. And I know some of it's going to be seem corny because we were kind of like rushing and everything, but this is just what I wrote. And it's just something I'm going to constantly like read over and over and over again, and then read again at the next Epik. So I'm going to save this book forever. So I wrote, I, Macy Broden, want to be remembered as someone who always made everyone feel like a somebody. I want to impact those who seek better, not just for themselves, but those around them. I will make an impact in this world by showing everyone that you can do absolutely anything that you put your heart and soul into, and that when you want something bad enough and you work so hard to get it and you have it inside and you never stop fighting for it, it will happen. A rising tide can beat all ships, and I will be that tide. I just want to say that. I just also wanted to say that I can't imagine a world without Prove It.
Oh my God. I have goosebumps. Yes, I have goosebumps everywhere right now. Oh my gosh. Like my whole body is goosebumps. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you like, and guys, like, I think that's a really good call to action before we move on right there is like, tonight, if you're committed to taking and setting your timer before you leave the room that you're sitting in, wherever you are right now, set your timer for 5 minutes and write out like, what is the legacy you want to leave? Like, who is the person that you want people to remember you as, right? Like, this is something that Travis and I did like at the start of this year. And like, we actually sat down and did it with Griff, and we didn't do it like forever. We did like, what do you want your friends? Like, this is something you do with your entire family, but like Griff, like, what are the words that you want your friends and your family to use to describe you, right? Like, and that's a 5-year-old level. I mean, he talked about kind and funny, and we said, like, what are those actions that you can take to make that happen? And I think, like, really sitting down and getting clear on that is really important to creating, like, we always talk about those rituals or those formations of with the person that you're becoming, right? Your actions will form who you become and what people remember you as. So thank you, Macy. That was awesome. How many more times are we going to cry before the end of the night? All right. So next up, I'm just going to go, Chrissy, can you unmute yourself? Where are you? I just saw you were on my screen and then you flickered off.
Can you hear me?
There she is. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Should I turn my Lumi on?
You look beautiful.
You can see me better. I'm all red. I got off the plane and I was like, I'm probably going to cry tonight and I have a bunch of work to do, so I'm just not even going to
Don't even worry about it.
Hi, you guys. Hi, Buns. Hi, Ash. Hi, guys. So, Macy, love you. Like, meeting you, you're an angel. And, like, I was truly trying to hold back my tears there, and I don't want to cry through this either. But this weekend was incredible for me. Trish, I'm so sad you weren't there. Kendra, Katie, like, I wanted nothing more than to give you guys the biggest, fattest hugs. But you were definitely in our thoughts. And I don't even know where to begin. I want to, like, keep it brief because you know that I could talk forever. But I just was thinking I wanted to have, like, something planned out, and that didn't happen. But what's coming out right now from my heart is remembering when I went to Playbook. And I was, like, 1 month into promoting. And I decided to just go to Playbook by myself in Vegas, drove out there, saw Jessie Lee speak, and I was literally moved beyond. Like, she said at the very end that there's one person in this audience whose business is going to completely change after they leave here. And I remember coming home, and that next night we had a call, and you asked me to speak, and I just, like, showed you guys all of my notes, and I just, like, poured out. Like, I had this realization that I need to be bold. Like, I have so much in my heart to give. I'm not, like, a crier like this in front of people, so sorry. But I wasn't being bold. Like, it took me so long to share, like, my face on my Instagram because I was just like, I just want to share my food. This is what I want to share. I love the keto diet. Maybe people need recipes, but I went to an event in February of last year, MHS, and it was actually this last weekend. And this guy came up to me and he, like, recognized me because I shared one picture of myself. And he's like, yeah, I remember you. I just saw your picture. And I was like, what? Like, you know me? And we started talking. At the end of that conversation, I felt so moved by his positivity and just, like, he was my people. And ended up finding out his name is Goody Beats, Logan Delgado. He's a very big influencer in this keto world. And I just felt like he was my best friend. Like, it was so crazy just talking to him. And from that moment, I made a move to be more bold and start sharing more of my heart a little bit on this page. And then when I went to Playbook and Jessie said that at the end, I just felt like it was in my soul. She was talking to me that I was going to change my business. But more than that is I wanted to be bold and share more. Then I got hit with something a couple months ago that was very hard for me. Like, I have a lot of friends in the keto space and the keto community. And there's a lot of people out there that don't like ketones, right? I'm just going to be like really real and vulnerable here. And like, I'm deep in that community and I have a lot of friends that don't like ketones for whatever reason. And I felt so hurt by who I thought were my friends that just really turned their back on me. And Ash and Nat and a few of you guys know what I was feeling at this time. And I wasn't even planning to share this, but I think it's important because I was really low and I thought, what am I doing? Like, really, what am I doing? Like, I really love taking ketones. I've never felt better. My mood is like my family, my friends, everyone can tell. It's just something different. I've never had this energy. And I feel like they can help so many people, but I'm scared. Like, I'm scared to share. And I just dug really deep with support from you guys and encouragement. And I just said, you know what? I don't need the negativity because I have people that are positive and encouraging, and I'm going to share my truth, what works for me, and I don't care. And I just started slowly sharing that more and more. And the last like 3 months have just like, I've just conversations and talking to people and just sharing my heart and not worrying about the outcome. We always talk about like marry the process, divorce the outcome, and just focus, just do you, and don't worry about what will happen. Like, I still don't even know, I still don't even know what I'm doing in the back office. Like, I still don't even know what, like, Melissa B, you need to like help me. Yesterday, she was like, I know the back office. Okay, teach me. But like, I hit COC this weekend and like, it was so insane. Like, it just was this moment of realizing that when you are just passionately being bold and you're sharing your heart, and you go to events and you surround yourself with people who are positive and encouraging and loving and have that same passion and fire inside of them, a relentless pursuit of helping others with something they know can help them. Like, that's when you achieve greatness. And all of this is rounding out to the one takeaway. And I wrote a couple things down because I was like, someone's going to say what I'm going to say probably. And Macy kind of touched a little bit on it, but the point that really stood out the most to me was when the Iron Cowboy, James Lawrence, I think, he said so many great lines, and I was like, just jotting them all down. But he said that that last step when it's the most uncomfortable, when you want to quit, that is what brings transformation. And I just, this whole weekend, can't help but think about a couple months ago when I thought, what am I doing? Like, my 3 who I thought friends were feeling uncomfortable with me sharing my heart and being successful at it and seeing goodness in my life because it's uncomfortable for them. If I would have just listened to those 3 people, I would have never impacted the hundreds of, the thousands, I don't know the numbers, but all these people who now are living their best lives, better lives, taking ketones, starting a company, building a business. I have Zolma, I have Christina, and I have Brandy on this call right now who just joined this weekend because they saw this community of people through my stories and through all of you guys loving on me, encouraging me. And that is what it's all about. Like, when you feel uncomfortable or you feel fear or you're afraid, like, that's the moment to dig in and be bold, because it takes just an average person. You don't need talent. You don't need skill to be successful in this job and to be successful in life and sharing your story. All it takes is obsession. And I'm literally freaking obsessed with wanting to share my story and wanting other people to hear it and wanting other people to experience what I've experienced. So that's it.
Yes! Yes, that's freaking amazing. Like, exactly. Everyone's like, yes, like, boom, like, that's it. Like, hair on fire. Like, we can talk about ACE and we can break down all the tactical steps to you guys, and we could talk about attraction and all of that. Do you know what attracts people to you? Is you being bold. It's you having a passion to share your story and your truth. You can't find the truth of ketones and why you freaking love them and why you fell into this community. Go back to the person you were the day before you started taking them and who you were, and remind yourself every single day. Maybe you were a day 1 like me. Maybe you were day 5. Maybe you were day 17. But listen, I was a day 1er. I was also a day 7er because I had my most magical moment ever. I was a day 30er, a day 60, a day 90. Now I'm 2.5 years into it, and I'm still finding reasons that I'm falling in love more with this product, more with this community, and more with how it can affect people. And I think exactly what she said, like, she could have let everybody, right? Like, tell her what she was supposed to do, and she would have stopped having this massive ripple impact going across like thousands of humans, you guys. Like, how many of you right now, you don't have to answer, but like in your head, like give yourself like a checkup from the neck up, right? Like, how many of you are letting fear of other people and their opinions stop you from sharing your truth right now? I know I have in the past. Listen, their opinions don't mean anything. It's actually like, I always love the thing, like, other people's opinions of you is none of your business. It ain't none of your business. Like, let them think. Like, I have opinions about everything. We probably have different opinions about the halftime show last night. Who cares? Like, who cares? Like, share your truth. Like, thank you. I'm freaking fired up right now. I'm ready to just go. All right. Next I had Teresa. We weren't sure if Teresa, thank you, Chrissy, for sharing. We weren't sure if Teresa was going to be on a flight or not. She was delayed twice. Teresa Daniels. Teresa, where is
I'm
she?
here.
Where is she? There she is. Well, we can't see her, but she's on the phone. How are you doing?
How are you? I'm trying to, how do I put the video on this? Okay, start video.
Oh, hi.
I'm just getting in from Vegas. I had 3 delays, so I finally made it. I got on a little puddle jumper and flew into Bradford and just got home, and sat down with my family and told them a little bit about Epik. And I get on my promoter's chat and I read this one line from Macy: "I have never, ever missed a call." So I knew where I needed to be, but I had already told them that I had a call anyway. But can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I just kind of piggybacking off what, was it Chrissy? Was it Chrissy that just spoke? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Trish, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Kind of just to piggyback off what she just said about, not really caring about what people think. And that was what my first issue was when I first started. But what I learned at Epik, and just hearing story after story after story about, and I think Ellie and I had a chance to talk going into the gala last night, was just, who cares really? And I believed, I was a skeptic at first, but when I started the ketones with the 10-day challenge, I saw results, and then I was a believer. But then when I did the reboot, I was even more of a believer. And sitting and listening to Dr. Ken Ford, he was a director of NASA. He spoke this weekend. He's in the Inventors Hall of Fame. He's a cook. He was a promoter for rock and roll band. He's a professor. Was an athlete. I mean, his accolades were endless. But to hear him speak about ketones, I mean, I was a skeptic. And then it just seems like each week, my passion for this is threefold. It is growing inside me, and kind of what she just said, it is an obsession. And when I first started, I didn't want to put anything on my personal page either. I didn't. And I told Macy, I'm going to keep them separate. But you know what? I love the rhino skin. I love it, because once I realized that was kind of what that's all about, it helped me. It really did. And now I have people messaging me that I haven't spoke with in 20 years, wanting what we have. And I don't know. I'm an educational leader in my community, I feel, and I feel that I've found my people within Prove It. I just feel like we lift each other up and only want the best for one another. And we sincerely, truly want everyone to succeed. And I've not experienced that in my professional career before. So this has been a new experience for me. And you read about it and you hear about it on TV, but you never ever think that you are going to experience it. This weekend was life-changing for me. It was life-changing. So, Macy has been my rock. Melissa B has been my rock. And I'm only 60 days into this, and I'm on fire. Like, I am going to promote, like my pants are on fire, really. I'm just so excited, and I'll not miss Dallas in April.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you were able to attend and like had that experience. Like, when you said like you've never experienced like a place where everybody wants you to win, like ever in your professional career, like there's no environment or no community like this, like ever, anywhere. And you don't get, like, you can get that feeling on a call, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't click, and it doesn't like stick with you until you actually get to an event, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
I mean, even just like what I had said to you today, and even with Casey, I mean, just little things like being in a suite with Ashley Salvatore. I mean, I'm still just brand new into this. I'm a baby, but to hug Coach Rob and to see, BU in person, I still get starstruck, and I don't ever want this to end.
That's so awesome. You have such an awesome heart, Teresa. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in Dallas.
I know, right? I'm so excited.
There's nothing stopping me from going to Dallas, you guys. Like, not. I'm going to be there. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So I have 2 more people, and then we're going to wrap up. So is she on here? Jessica Gibson? Is Jessica Gibson on?
Oh my God.
Well, there she is. Hi. I haven't even seen her. Hi.
Hi.
I heard you had yes, we can hear you. I heard you had a pretty impactful event.
Y'all, like, I have not stopped crying. My eyes are so swollen. Okay, I have to call out Melissa, May, and Shannon. I said, what should I bring to this event? And they told me, like, snacks, this and that. No one said tissues. Like, nobody said tissues, and that's what I started, like, hiding the tissues in my shoes so I can pull them out and, like, wipe away all the tears. But, okay, so we're just speaking of our biggest takeaway, correct? Okay, so that's really hard. There was so many. My heart's racing right now. Like, I'm such an introvert. This is so hard, but this is part of, like, what we learn is just get intentionally uncomfortable. So, so the last night, we had Andy Grammer up, and he was singing. Like, this is the biggest one that hits home for me. He was singing, and I don't know Andy Grammer and his songs, but he was singing this one, and it was talking about, like, he's reaching out, and he's like, I'll wait for you. I'll hold up, my hand and grab it. And, like, I saw myself reaching out to myself, and it was like, I'm here, like the Jessica that, like, has faith in herself and, like, loves herself and has, like, self-worth. And then it was like a flood of the entire weekend just, like, washed over me. And it felt like the entire weekend between, like, Brian Underwood, who is, like, he's like a god. Like, if anyone he's an angel. Like, that man believes in everyone. He has the biggest heart, and we should all just, first of all, be so grateful. Like, that is our CEO. Like, what a path to like walk on, like following him. Like, I will follow you wherever. Say jump and I will jump, like whatever you want. But like everything he spoke on, everyone who came in and like spoke, all of them, like it felt like they were, like it hit me, like it felt like they were speaking to me, and like they healed me in that moment from like the inside out. Like my childhood trauma, like growing up, like everything, like I feel like a whole new person. I know Epik and these events are expensive, and like I had 2 little ones. I have 2 little ones. I have a husband. But like my first like 2 weeks in this community, I purchased these tickets. Like something called on me, like, you have to go. And thank God I did, because these events will change your life. Like, not even just like your business, but just your life. And then when your life changes, like, how is your business not going to grow, right? Because like everything's changed. And so like I just left there so internally grateful, because like I just feel like healed. Like I feel healed, and I feel like I can accomplish everything. Like there's no limits. Like there's just no. Melissa May was on stage and she was like, who's gonna, like, who in my downline is gonna be up here? And I just like jumped up. I was like, oh my God, like obviously me. Like I will be up there next year. I will be on stage. And like before me, I would have been like, oh no, like that needs to go to like other people. But why can't we all have that? Like, don't be like, don't little yourself. Like we can all be up there, and they are giving us everything. Like Epik isn't just for growth, it's like an investment in us. Like he's investing everything. He wants you to know that you're special. Like you just started, cool, like we'll see you up on stage, like hurry up and get here, we're waiting for you. Like we're no different. That's something I took away, is like I'm no different than like Melissa May. And oh my God, these are like angels. Like I felt like I was standing next to like Melissa May, Melissa B, all the humans. Like y'all are so amazing, but you didn't treat me like I was different or anything. I just felt like I was at home. And like, I mean, what didn't I take away? This, go to the events, I guess, is just the biggest takeaway. Go to the events, because it'll change everything, and it'll change your perspective on life. And always have like gratitude. I was on the plane riding home, and I was sitting there writing like a letter to Brian Underwood and to like the girls who just like took me under their wing. I was just writing these letters of gratitude, and poor Brian's was like six pages long. But right after like just filling my heart with gratitude, the man next to me, when we just landed, we started a conversation, and he told me that him and his wife have been into keto lately. And he has a family friend who's into keto, and their son just got diagnosed with like some really rare disease, and his physician put him on a keto diet. And I was like, oh, well, hello there. Like I'm into keto, and I'm into ketones, and all the things. And I filled my heart with gratitude. And then they were like, the universe was like, here you go. So my biggest takeaway is go to the events and remember that you're just like these top promoters. Like there's no difference, except they work their asses off, and they're filled with gratitude. And keep going. Like I was going up, and then something hit, and I went down, and I never like lost faith with ketones, because you can't. Like they're the most amazing thing. But I'm like shaking. Just keep going, because eventually you're gonna get up there, and we're just gonna share a stage together, and that's just amazing. And I don't know, that's it. I cried. I'm so tired of crying, but these are like the best years ever. And did any of that make sense?
Did that make sense to anybody here? Does anyone else feel like you want to like jump through the screen to just wrap you and hug you? Like, oh my gosh, like you guys, takeaways, like I can't. And like, first of all, again, like I know I say this, but like we're so lucky. Like the hearts of the people in this organization are so apparent. Like there is no smoke and mirrors. Like, and just like knowing that you were able to go there and have that level of belief. And then like the level of gratitude that you had on your way home, like to be able to fill that up, like, and I love how she talked about the gratitude and it opening up the doors, right? Like when she was like, it's like, I filled myself with gratitude, and it's like, and then doors open, like, because it builds your belief. Like these events build your belief. And I promise you'll stop crying about 5 days before Keto Academy and more, and then you're gonna start all over again.
I bought my ticket, like he was talking about it, and I pulled out my phone before he even said to. Like I started like trying to do it, but it wasn't open yet. Oh my God. Yeah, that's already done. The money is on my credit card. Like I don't care about that. We'll figure that out later. Just get yourself to the events.
Yes. How many people here already have their ticket purchased for Keto Academy and more? Put a 1 in the comment, or me, I'm committed, whatever. Figure out something, put in the comment. Yes. Yes. I can't wait to see everybody. Thank you, Jessica. Like, honestly, if you don't want to go to Keto Academy more after that, I don't know what's going to make you guys want to go.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Love you. Thank you. So we have Melissa V, who is going to bring us home with her takeaway. And then we have some special announcements that were released at Epik that I wasn't able to be there to hear. So I can't wait to hear all the juicy announcements. But all right, Melissa.
Hi, guys. Okay, so you know you've been to an event when this is your voice and you've been playing full out. Before I get into my takeaway, though, there's something just burning on my heart right now, because the 3 girls that just spoke, like, do you guys believe what they were saying? Like, their conviction and what they just declared is going to happen because they're declaring it and they believe it. And that is 99% of the equation. And it's almost goosebumps, because I was just scrolling social media right before this call, and there was a screenshot of Patrick Mahomes. He's the quarterback that just won the Super Bowl. And when he was 17 in high school, he declared on his social media, how about the quarterback that just won the Super Bowl that gets to go celebrate at Disney World? And Demi Lovato, who sang the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl, declared on her social media, someday I will sing the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. And both of those things happened because they believed in it. They saw it way before it happened, and they knew that they would do whatever it took to get there. And they declared it, and they believed in themselves, so other people believed in them. And so the whole time, the first 3 girls that just spoke, I'm like, I believe you. You will be up there. Like, you will be rank 8. You will be rank, whatever you want to do. Like, you're going to do it because you believe it. And that's where I started. Like, I just started believing in myself and knowing that it was going to happen. And so, for me, I mean, it was the most surreal 48 hours of my life. It was the most recognized and the most achievement I feel like I've ever, been given ever in my life. And it wasn't even about the achievement. It's about what pace are you setting for your team? If you weren't there, what example does that set? If you were there, what pace are you setting? How do you want to show up? Like, what's that level that you're bringing to your team? But in that same token, I also want to talk about battles, because we don't know what battles people are going through. And so as much as we missed so many of our leaders, it's like they're real people. There are real battles in real lives and real things going on. In our why, what is our why? What is your why for wanting rank 10? It's not the money, I'll tell you that. It might seem cool in the beginning. It might be your why right now, but you won't get there if that remains your why, because it won't be enough. And so for many of us, it's our kids, it's our family, it's our legacy. And so if there's a battle going on within somebody, we don't know what battles. And so for me, I went up on stage 14 times, and so many people kept messaging me, and they were like, oh my God, you're amazing, you're doing this. And I got thinking, like, they don't know the battles I'm going through right now, and I have to show them. I have to be a real person on social media. And so I took my family to Epik, and both of my daughters ended up with ear infections, eye infections, fevers. They're 3 and 5, and it was the hardest 48 hours of my life. To have them there and want to be a mom and want to help, and then also be on stage celebrating. And I'm like, none of this matters when my baby doesn't feel good, right? And so rather than going on social media and sharing the trophy or sharing the award or whatever, I had an obligation to share the battle, because the battle is the human part of us. People can relate to being a mom and having your baby sick. People can relate to wanting the best for your kids. They can't relate to $1 million. Like, they don't relate to that story, right? And so the Iron Cowboy spoke. He's a man who ran 50 triathlons in 50 days in 50 states. By the end of his 50 days, his nerve endings were showing in his toes. How boring would that story have been if he just got on stage and was like, I did it. Yeah, I'm the best. I'm awesome. And showed his world record. Like, that's a boring story. We have to share the battle. We have to share what we're going through, the hard stuff, what got us there, the family member that hates us. Like Christy said, the people on social media that are trying to bring us down, like, that's part of the battle that's going to get us to that finish line. And we have an obligation to share and collect those stories so that we can relate to people. And so I went live in my social media, a blubbering mess after the first night of receiving so many awards. And I just shared, like, guys, I just achieved something great, but I don't even want to talk about that. I just want to talk about the battle I'm going through as a mom right now. I want to talk about how hard it hurts. I can't hold my baby because I'm on the stage and I'm realizing this shit doesn't matter. I need to go be with my baby. And the messages I got from other moms, like, I think I recruited more people this weekend by just sharing my battle than I did sharing those victories. The victory is really cool. It feels great to put a trophy or an award in your office, but the battle is that thing that we all go through. And so whatever your battle is, you've got to share more of that. That's how people are going to relate to your story, and that's going to get you on the stage. But you've got to share the battle, and we've got to collect those stories. So just super grateful to lead this weekend with Melissa May. It was probably the highlight of my Prove It career, was being able to step up with her and to lock arms as business partners. I think so many times we see people, whether they're in our line or up our line or over from our line, and we're like, damn, that, you know, and you almost feel intimidated. Those are the people you need to lock arms with. Those are the people you need to lean into and have and work with. And so it was just so cool to be able to lead with her and just have so many distinctions this weekend together. And it was really the highlight of my Epik experience. So just super grateful for all of you being there, but share the battle, share the hard stuff, share the true stuff. And those leaders that couldn't be there, we love you and we see you and you're repping your battles. And we're just so grateful for all of you. So thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know Anna had one too. I thought it was just Lucy. Oh goodness. Well, you repped really well and we appreciate that. And like, we talk all the time about sharing your story and like sharing your truth. And like, you guys have to understand, like, a massive part of your truth isn't just a highlight reel. Like, more than ever on social media right now, people, like, they don't want the highlight reel. Like, people feel more lonely and disconnected than ever before. Like, but you being vulnerable and sharing what's going on behind the scenes, like, it changes everything for people. It's what they want. People want authentic, like, but are you sharing that? And so I think, like, opening yourself up to that, like, I've been like really honest and raw about what's going on in my life over the last couple of months, and I've connected with more people, and it's not about the business side of it. It's like being able to help people on a different level and have a connection that people are seeking. So I think, thank you for sharing that, because I do think that is like just so huge. I like don't want to get off this call because I feel like I missed you guys all so much. Okay, so we're gonna end things on an excited high note with some announcements. Melissa, where's May? I can't even see her. Where is she on? Where is she at? Where you be, Melissa May? Where are you? I see her.
Hey,
Hi.
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, will you bring us home with some announcements?
Yeah, oh my gosh. So I might have to tap into Melissa B on this one too. So if I forget anything. But oh, you guys. So I was talking to another rank 8 today, and I said, does this just feel different to you? I said, like, can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. So I said, does it just feel like something massive is about to happen? And then I was telling, we did this exercise at the event, and they had us, David or Joseph McClendon had us close our eyes and picture ourselves like in a different place, like stepping into something. And instead of me like picturing myself traveling with my family, I pictured Prove It. And I pictured Prove It in a stadium with 100,000 people in a stadium, and these big, massive stages, and like hundreds of people getting recognized and having success. And I want you guys to know that where we are as a company right now, and where you are seated in this company, in the timing, like the universe always has our back, like timing, like we are always in the place we are meant to be when we are there, and you are all here for a reason. And what's about to happen is massive. So a couple of the things that they announced were so they announced, there was a recognition of a gap between the 10-day drink ketones challenge, right, and drinking ketones daily, and then rebooting monthly. But like there was still a support gap. Like, okay, I did a 10-day challenge. What do I do now? So we have that when you buy a 10-day challenge, we now have this 8-week challenge program being led by 2 celebrity trainers, Dolvett from The Biggest Loser and Tori, I think, Wilson, who is a retired WWE wrestler. So they literally were at our event. They did a live workout with everyone. So I think a lot of people do want to be told what to do next. Like, you guys get asked that question all of the time. I get asked that question. Do I work out? What do I eat? What do I do? And we're like, I'm not the expert, right? But I've always felt like there was something missing to tie in the fitness aspect of the health and what we're talking about when it comes to low carb or keto lifestyles. And so this is just like that next level to what people are going to have access to achieve even better results. So that was thing number 1, is the 8-week challenge. Then there are 2 other amazing things happening. The 10-day drink ketones challenge and the reboot can now be put on SmartShip. And we want to make sure people are putting those on SmartShip, because they will have to pay, just like a box of ketones, right? And if someone was there and if I'm not saying this right, or you have like more clarity, please feel free to unmute yourself. But essentially, if it's not on SmartShip, you will pay the full price, just like a normal box of ketones is. So we really want to encourage people. And my promoter, Monica, like freaking genius, when she sells a 10-day challenge already, she tells people immediately when she's selling a 10-day challenge, go ahead and sign up for the SmartShip now, because if you do happen to like it and you want to keep drinking, you want to make sure you're getting a discount. You're not paying full price, right? So like, she makes sure as soon as every single person that buys a 10-day challenge is setting up SmartShip immediately. So you want to make sure that you guys are having that conversation with people. And then what was another? Oh my gosh, they announced this super cool technology that's coming, where essentially it's a customizable approach to diet and ketones based on your genetics and your DNA, right? Because everyone's DNA is different. And there are actual like network marketing companies out there that solely do this thing. But I haven't seen them. I don't know what's happening, but this is the technology that is going to really, really create some massive waves and movements for our company. Like, if you're not so dang excited about something like this, because health isn't a one shoe fits all, right? And now we don't have to, if you're not someone who does a keto diet, maybe you're not going to have to feel the pressure to talk to someone about a keto diet. You can have a more relatable conversation that says, hey, we have this technology that will help you identify the best diet for your DNA and your genes. So instead of you trying to guide someone and be like this health nutrition expert that you're not, now we have a technology that's going to fill that gap, which is amazing. And then there were a couple other announcements as far as like leadership. So when you get to a rank 6, 7, and 8, they announced some new programs for us to help you bridge that gap between, because rank 6 is 30K, right? And a person doing 30K in volume, that's a great start. Like that shows like you're on your way to going pro in this business, but that might not mean that the income is there yet, quite yet, for being a professional in this business. But the jump from 30K to pro champ, where you're bringing in 100K a month in sales volume, there's a lot of development that goes from 30K to 100K. And Prove It identified that we could do a better job at helping people figure out the actions that they need to take to get from rank 6 to rank 7, and then from rank 7 to rank 8, and as well as some incentive programs once you do hit those ranks. So super cool. And then I'm doing freaking good. And this is all, I didn't take a single note. This is all in my head. I'm proud of myself right now. The other really, really cool thing is they're announcing some new trips, incentive, like retreats. And the first one is going to be, I believe, in March. And we have 2 choices to pick from. There's going to be one in San Diego and one in Louisville, Kentucky. And essentially it's like crowdsourcing an event. So as soon as they unlock the event, people are going to go vote on which one they want to do, Louisville or San Diego. The one that fills up fastest is the one that's going to be unlocked for the company, and people can actually, like, that's the one we're going to do, that experience. And it's going to be a combination of fun and development and learning. So not just like always going to an event that's just about business, but really integrating fun, because we know that the more fun we have, the more this business looks appealing to other people. It will help as a recruitment tool, but also a way for you to create incentives for your team, to grow your team. Like there's so many ways that you could use these experiences to grow your business. So it's a really, really cool thing. And then fly experience as well, like, which are more expensive experiences, like once in a lifetime vacations, essentially, like Greece or Bali or wherever. So there's going to be those kinds of trips, and then there are going to be like smaller event, smaller, better weekend type trips that are less expensive. So like seriously, like it was just nonstop announcements. And if I miss something and someone else remembers, please feel free to unmute.
So just one thing to add, because I know we have a lot of people in here already shooting for 6, and then we have 6s that are, aiming for 7s. We have 4s that are going for 10s. Like it doesn't matter, but I know there's a lot of people that are really driven by that. With that new leadership thing, like, so 6s, you're going to have exclusive things just for you, tour labs where you can bring people and go tour the lab. We get one-on-one coaching, coaching from our CEO. 7s, this is insane. I can't even believe they're doing this. $1,000 a month voucher that you can use to travel and support your team. So for instance, I have Macy in Virginia. If I want to go travel down to Macy and host a keto life party and go do some team building stuff, I can submit that to HQ and get up to $1,000 a month to go travel and support my legs. Like, you're going to pay me to travel and support my team? Are you kidding me? $1,000 a month as a rank 7. And you can also go to headquarters and take 2 people with you. And then rank 8s, private jet from headquarters to the $7 million house on the Disney resort where BU owns a house. So private jet for you and 5 of your teammates to go down there and just get poured into proximity coaching support. So insane incentives, and just help with that proximity and coaching from those leadership ranks if that's what you're shooting for, which is just absolutely incredible.
Awesome. Thanks, Melissa. And guys, if you don't know how, like, the Pulse is the best place to go if you have questions. If you're looking, like, go through your Pulse and scroll through. There's a lot of announcements in there. And then just stay close. More things will be getting announced. It was all just released. So, like, if you're looking for nitty-gritty details, stay tuned.
Oh, and I haven't tried this yet, but I'm almost positive it works. If you add both the challenge and the reboot to your cart right now, you'll get an additional $10 off. There's like a little bonus perk when you add them both to try to get people, because the reboot's for sale, right? So you want to get people on both of those kits at the same time and signed up for Smart Ship. So if they add both of them, oh, it doesn't crack? I thought it did when I signed into the cloud, but maybe it doesn't. But again, stay tuned to the Pulse. Hopefully it will.
Cool. Back to you, Trish.
Thank you guys. And seriously, thank you guys, every single person that hopped on tonight, that shared their heart tonight, guys, like in the comments, like just light it up, fill it with love, because these people, like literally they haven't slept. They are emotionally drained right now. Their hearts are overflowing. They haven't been with their families. Like seriously, like thank you guys so much for sharing your hearts. Like I feel like we got so much, like a ton of value from everything tonight. Stay tuned to your polls. Keto Academy, more tickets, Dallas, April 3rd through 5th, with an additional event on the 6th. And so you guys, like, it's going to be Kevin Hart. Hello, Kevin Hart's going to be there. We have David Goggins is going to be there. I'm like losing. Oh, Joseph McClendon III is going to be there. You guys, it's going to be a stacked lineup. And like, think about how many lives were touched just this weekend. Like, Keto Academy More is probably my favorite event of all time. Like, life-changing things happen there. I cannot wait to go. And I can't wait to see so many of you there. But stay tuned for tickets. If you have a job, if you have kids, whatever it is, like, start figuring it out now. Like, you have 60 days to ask for time off. You have 60 days to find like childcare. Like Travis and I are like, all right, who's watching Griff? Like, so we're already like, it's already in the works. We're already going. And so you have this time, but like, events aren't something, they're everything. If you guys did not hear that from this call, I don't know what else you can take home from this, but thank you guys so much. Thank you for staying for a full hour tonight. We had just got to hear so many amazing things. I love you all, and I will see you next week.